It's your boy T-Bird here to reaction. Today is Wrestling Wednesday. And we'll kick off Wrestling Wednesday with some thoughts and reactions. So, call this is definitely will be a thoughts and reaction. And this will be about the current state of what's been going on recently with wrestling and WWE at the moment right now. So, a couple of sub tidbits I'm going to talk about based on like current moments in WWE. One of them is the first one I'm gonna check out as well too. I'm gonna do this last. Is the situation with the most recent feud with Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. So there's been a lot of questionable moments about this whole situation. Like majority of them think that Shayna turned face due to what she did to Ronda, and then the back by the promo. But there's folks who are saying that Shayna is a heel just because by technicality, a wrestler attacking the wrestler or in a match attack their tag partner is heel tactics as well too. Here's my thing and thoughts on this as well too. My original thought was definitely that she turned face by attacking Ronda and by especially letting the their babyface team, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez be the winners to get the clear advantage in the winners wall too. And then she dropped a passionate promo about how she had to earn her way, set up rings, apply for contract and all that, while Ron getting stuff handed to her as well too. And then the way the moment ended was Shayna getting a little upper hand a little bit before Ronda got off was Bayface light. And then in the Raw talk, she showed a Bayface side, even though she had a little bit of savage side as well too. And this is I feel like that's why she should be the Bayface for it though. Now, if it is what a lot of people are trying to claim that she's a heel, I feel like that maybe WWE didn't thought this way through. They thought her attacking Ronda would make her the heel and Ronda get Bayface sympathy. But what wrong is one, folks don't like Ronda, especially in the fact that she's leaving. Now there's news about she's leaving, and two, you did it for the London crowd. That's a big no-no too. The London crowd's cheering, especially since the fact that she gave advantage to a babyface team. And three, again, the promo that she dropped on Raw. That don't make sense. So it don't make sense to have Shayna be the heel with everything you just did right there, unless your original intention was that Shayna be the heel, but by the rest of the crowd, you should make this a audible, making this a double turn for Shayna being the babyface and Ronda be the heel, because nobody's going to root for Ronda. One, she has no respect for WWE. Yeah, she's always talking shit about it in the worst way. Two, she's leaving. And three, people don't like Ronda just because she's uncharismatic. She's bland on mic and everything. She's just there she's just there. She's not really caring about this. So but if they decide to keep this Shayna the hell, this be the biggest mistake ever. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna be interested in the feud as well too, because it seems like the same old typical tone deaf nonsense that WWE has done. They've done it in the past with Becky Lynch and Charlotte, making Becky a heel. Attack me and make Becky turn heel with her attack or anything, but it backfired as well too. They almost verged doing it. If they let Bianca, the rumor heel turn be against Charlotte, that's going to backfire. This is that tone deafness right there as well too. You like listening to the fans. Like again, you can't listen to the fan because sometimes the fans don't know what they're talking about. But this right here, you should listen to the fan and let Shayna be the babyface as well too. And another thing I got going on is if they do have her be the babyface, yes. And even as for this feud only, I'm completely okay with it. But if somehow you want to continue with this babyface one-on-one, I feel like down the line, Shayna should be the one to dethrone Rhea Ripley for the women's heavyweight championship, wherever the new championship for Raw is called, for real. And everything as like a nice little long-term storyline callback to their dominant NXT when Rhea was the over babyface coming from NXT UK to take down the long reigning heel title holder Shayna. Let this be a callback to that. And even if you gotta make her a tweener in between, because most definitely they probably gonna have Rhea drop the title till the next WrestleMania or another big pay-per-view. And we gotta make Shayna a tweener in between just to keep her fresh, or even have to go back to heel for a minute. The reason why I say this, a lot of folks don't want, because this is the thing. I feel like I want to make a separate video about this. How like a lot of folks make anything like babyface is a curse word or something like that. Like certain wrestlers, they don't want that in the same sentence or same category, or anything that they touch babyface that they're doomed or something like that because of WWE past booking of babyface as well too. A lot of folks is complaining about it as well too. Matter of fact, I might make a whole video about that if I have time, maybe today or sometime this week. But yeah, I feel like if you want to do that, that's fine. And also a bonus tidbit to make this thing go between Shayna and Rhea possibly. I mean, this is some fantasy booking. I don't care. We're wrestling fans. We do fantasy booking. Have her have a war game just like she did in NXT, but this time Shayna leads the babyface team and Rhea leads the heel team in war game, no matter win or lose, and then come either Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, Shayna get that face push and take the title from Rhea. That's all I can say about that. Next subject we got right here is Ricochet. And this is an awesome moment. So originally they was going to have the person I'm going to do last about LA Knight have a feud with Logan Paul, but this is an even better feud. A lot of people agree, and this is a better feud that Ricochet had the feud with Logan Paul, especially their clash in Royal Rumble, then their little moment in Money in Bank, and including this little moment they showed before the video. Oh yeah, by the way, I had lots of fun at WWE Raw Live with my wife, and as well as our some family as well too. I even put the picture I took of the family on there as well too to keep them safe. But me and my wife, y'all see my picture of me and my wife for wedding wise as well too. That's the different story. But yeah, I had a good time, and this was on the side channel. But yeah, first off, the picture right there, that brawl, yo, you would have thought that was they was really fighting, and I'm like, if it wasn't real, they sold the hell out of being real. But that's besides the point. We are possibly getting Logan Paul, Ricochet versus Logan Paul, as some say. That is definitely a better matchup as well too. I think they're going to definitely eat with that feud as well too. And shout out to Ricochet with the fresh to death gear in the interview though as well too. And last but not least, the situation we got here going on with the talks about LA Knight being a ripoff to Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. See, according to a recent report, I'm trying to get to the news for it. Kevin Nash made a statement that LA Knight is an absolute ripoff of The Rock. I'm thinking it's based off of that most recent Money in Bank. The Monday Night Raw Go Home show for Monday, or I don't know if that was a gold show or the one where Logan Paul declared himself part of the Money in Bank ladder match, and LA still came out talking. It was kind of like a Rock like a moment right there as well too, and he said that. And what was the statement he said? Am I the only one that sees like an absolute rip off The Rock to the point where he cuts promo on fucking Logan Paul or whatever his name is. Only thing he didn't do is turn the motherfucker sideways. Jesus Christ, does anybody have amnesia? Nothing's original. And let me say, and like he said, he thinks that he stole Rock's and Stone Cold gimmick. I always say that imitation it's kind of flattery, something like that, wherever the saying goes. But I would say that this is a compliment. Plus, a lot of the wrestlers has been influenced by previous wrestling in the past anyway. So he's not saying anything. He's not saying something. He's saying the way he come on is bad, but in my opinion, he's giving the compliment that he getting the result he didn't think he's gonna get, and as folks are saying that that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I always refer to Logan Paul, LA Knight as LA Knight, even he's the way as Eli Drake as a White Rock anyway, because he reminds The Rock anyway. He even did an impersonation of The Rock in the videos one too, and he even had interaction with The Rock years ago too, during his early days as his real name Sean Ricks as well too. Anything. So yeah, and he has a little swagger like Stone Cold. He got with the like the what, even at the stomp like stomp like the Monho, stomping like Stone Cold, and his finisher is almost like a stunner in a way too. I've got the finisher is though, but that besides the point though. The man himself, LA Knight, who possibly is going to be a babyface as well too, because there's rumors that since he's not going low par, even better, he's going to probably be the one to dethrone Austin Theories for the USA title. Had some words about that as well too, so we're going to see what Mr. LA Knight had to say about the craze of him imitating Rock from BT Sports. Let's get it. But yeah, like I said, imitation is a form of flattery. That's what the word I'm thinking of. But yes. But soon I get this up though, let's see what LA Knight say though. But yeah.
Ariel Helwani in London for Money in the Bank alongside.
Actually, hold on a second. Let me take this call real quick. I'm back. I had to take this little quick phone call real quick. But anyway, LA Knight, his backstage critics over to him imitating Rock. So let's see what this is all about by BT Sports. Let's get it.
Ariel Helwani in London for Money in the Bank alongside the great LA Knight. I was going to suggest that we do it in the phone booth.
Well, I had to turn into Superman real quick, but now we're ready to go. What do you need from me?
You're always Superman. You're on fire like Superman these days. And, it's an interesting story. It's actually a very unique one. 20 years in the game, and there's a part of me that wants to say, like, are you surprised it's happening so fast? But I feel like to you, this is kind of happening, a little late. Like, where have you all been for the last 5 or 6 years? No, do you think that?
Sitting in the background, being angry, being annoyed, being a little PO'd, just because it's like, I knew I had this to bring a long time ago. At the same time, I can't say that I didn't live a hell of a life on the way here. So I've had a great journey, an amazing time. So am I surprised? I guess there's a little bit of surprise because for so long you're used to being shut out. You're used to being told no. But now all of a sudden, all I needed was that opportunity. And all of a sudden they talk about, well, they should strap the rocket to him. Whether you want to strap a rocket to me or not, I'll strap my own rocket to me. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
So what's the difference in the last 3 months?
The difference ain't anything other than the fact that I'm getting out there and doing my thing. I'm talking my trash. I'm doing my thing, and that's resonating some way or another. Now, whether that ends tomorrow, whether that ends in a week or whatever, doesn't make a difference because right now I'm just doing me.
Like the confidence.
And somehow everybody's jumping on the gravy train on that.
Did you ever give up? Did you ever lose hope that this would happen?
No. Well, I'll tell you what. There was one point during the pandemic, it was 2020, and I just said, you know what, this is probably it. There's probably no chance for me to make that move again.
I think that's right. I think he actually debuted during the pandemic. I thought about that. And I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember.
I've kind of just accept that, make the little bits of money where I can in different companies and whatnot. And then at some point, as I was in that thought, I was just like, you know what? Maybe I'll make one last overture. I'll figure this out, and we'll get this done. Lo and behold, here we are.
Yeah, Trump remember, I think he made his debut during like the pandemic, I think, if I can recall. Let me see. Go back real quick. Yeah, it was literally like during the pandemic. It was like close to the end of the pandemic. It was like close to like the pandemic somewhat ending. And he made a little debut as well too. So yeah, definitely.
The Peter Rosenberg, and you said that the first time you left the company, you were told that you had some backstage heat, and it was probably in your best interest to go away for a while. Could I ask, what was the heat about?
Well, the head coach and I at the time, who were going named, we didn't see. I was basically told from the start, I expect to hate you from day one, to which point I'm like, well, then why the hell am I here? But here we are, and he and I were just kind of butting heads, and I'm a very proud man, so if I get pushed, I'm going to push back. And so it was kind of that kind of stuff where I ended up out of my ass after about a year. And so the perception at the time was that I'm a jerk, I'm an a-hole, this, that, whatever, but he ended up getting fired 5 or 6 months later, and about a few years after that, then I was able to come back in.
Same black blue.
Of course, when you finally make it to the roster, you've been vocal about the fact that you hated the Max Dupree gimmick.
Hey, watch yourself. You're going to step on that cord, you're going to end up dropping your camera. What are you doing?
No, yeah, we have to be professional here. Did you feel like your soul was dying a little bit? You finally get to realize your dream, and now you're playing this character that you despise?
Man, you know what? I ain't going to dwell on the past. The bottom line is here, now I'm doing me.
Yeah, thank
I'm
God
being me, and there's a reason it's working.
That, man, for real.
I know you've heard the critics say that you are a derivative of The Rock and Stone Cold. Does that bother you when you hear that people say that you're a knockoff of those guys?
You know what? People are always going to make comparisons. It's the easiest thing for people to do. If you have something that's familiar to you and here's this new entity, all right, well, what can I compare it to so that I can make it feel familiar to me? That's fine. Whatever you need to do, go ahead and do it. I am me. I'm the one. I'm the only.
True.
I'm LA Knight.
Is there any truth to that, though, that you have taken from them and made it into your
God,
own?
man, look, when I was in high school, those guys were my bread and butter.
Nice.
Those were the guys that like I wanted to be when I was like 16, 17 years old. So I'm sure there's I probably found my normal just speech pattern every day when I'm talking to you is probably
only 2 years older than me.
From them. Whether that's purposeful or not, it's definitely not. So it's just the fact that I sat there and watched every single episode of Monday Night Raw. I had all the little VHS cassette tapes when, like, you know, the
dedicated
Stone
fan,
Cold
man.
said so, or The Rock says, and stuff like that. So I watched all that stuff. So, man, you're talking about formidable years, very moldable years. So maybe in some way I've just penetrated my brain in some.
Kids, if you're like young, you have a passion for wrestling, go for it. I mean, you see, man, he collect all our tapes and all as well too, man. Go for it, man. Don't let anybody tell you different. I mean, if they think they may think it's stupid, but you'll be looking down on them soon, making money or doing what we love to do, and whether if you're making money or not. I'm saying, shout out to the indie folks who's doing what they love and is everything as well too. But yeah,
some way. So, but you know, whether you want to make the comparisons, hey, I tell you what. Let's make this comparison. You want to say that I'm the Kobe to their Jordan? I'll take it.
Have you ever met either of them?
Yes, both.
And have they said this to you, or have you said this to them?
No, not at all. No, it's never even been a topic of discussion.
Okay. Will WWE make a mistake if you don't win Money in the Bank on Saturday? Would that be a huge error considering how hot you are?
You really can't say one way or the other. A lot of times, look, things are going to go how they're going to go, and it's all up to me. Now, look, this is where I said, people are talking about strapping the rocket to me. I'm going to strap my own rocket to me. That's what I've done for the last 5-6 months.
And you said that
so at this point, whether it goes this way, that way, whatever, I'm going to make this stuff work, and I'm going to take myself to the top one way or another.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, and he said, and as opposed to say that he will do whatever say, and then I ain't one in the bank. I'm still gonna be that dude. Yeah, he is too. And like I said, there's a chance he's gonna possibly be the one to throw in the Austin Theory of the U.S. title though as a babyface. So that'd be pretty awesome. And WWE definitely need to pull this trigger on babyface turn for LA Knight because he's literally the type of babyface folks been wanting for a long time. Now, I mean, you know, a lot of folks were saying, a lot of folks were saying that I'm saying how a lot of folks like babyface is a curse word and all that as well too. He's another one they don't want to associate their term towards too. But I feel like he will do it. He will be the babyface that folks need a long time. He's going to be just like the guys they compare him to, Rock and Stone Cold. A wrestler with the same persona, just only things different is their alignment title as babyface and who they face, who would go against. That's about it. Other than that, they're gonna be the same person, same charismatic person you felt that folks that liked him as a heel like him as well too. So I get that they got PTSD, fear or phobia because of past WWE booking with babyface, which it sucks. And I mean, and I understand there's been some questionable booking with babyfaces, but I don't give up on them. Now, I mean, I'm not gonna say, oh, I don't want this guy babyface. Turns back here. I'm not gonna go there. I mean, I'm a babyface advocate at heart. I'm a babyface at heart. I'm gonna be advocate for the babyface. So if they doing their things babyface, I don't care how they do. As long as they do their thing, I'm okay with it. It don't matter. But other than that, though, yeah, definitely pull the trigger for his babyface turn. It's been long overdue. The crowd wants to root for him. Let him have it as well too. And as for Shayna, she low key is the female of the equivalent of what I'm saying about this as well too. Keep her, just change the title. Keep her the badass Shayna Baszler as well too. And with the passionate promo that add that little tidbit to babyface also as well too. And also, I can't wait to see this Logan Paul versus Ricochet feud as well too. I'm ready for it though. Ricochet needs something big like this, and this is what we needed as well too. But all in all, that's my thoughts and reaction on certain things going on wrestling with involving Shayna Baszler, Ronda, Logan Paul, Ricochet versus Logan Paul, and LA Knight. Yeah, I'm saying that because a lot of folks call him tweener right now, so it's safe. But other than that, it's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.